My name's Dr. Rodman and I have the privilege of working here at First Park Community Allotments, which is part of Healy City Farm. And our specialism here is families and young children, and we are helped in that by volunteers. So we have lots of volunteers coming along and doing sessions. And it's a beautiful site. We're over 4 allotments on the Brushes site at Firth Park. We're going to look around the plot now and have a look at the different things that we've got, the different areas that we attract wildlife and the benefits of why we do that and what the plot gets in terms of diversity and crop rotation and being able to grow a healthier crop. So this is our frog and toad viewing area, and we built this with a viewing area so that the children can see it from either side, but yet the wildlife that's in there has got its own little domain. We've planted some big tubs into the bottom, put some water aerating plants into it as well. We've allowed the plants to grow around it, and we've put rocks for them to be able to sit on, and we've included logs into the pond so there's easy access in and out of the water area, and it's very, very successful. The frogs are there for the children to follow their life cycles, but for them to help us as gardeners by eating the slugs and snails and pests. So this area is our little wildlife area, a little haven that we've built. We were donated a corner bath and it's almost disguised now, it's sunk into the ground. For safety for the children, we've put netting that is strong enough to take my weight so the children are safe. Enclosed it with the bricks around it, and then we've grown some bog gardens at this side, some of the plants that needed a damper area. So we laid some membrane down, and we've got some bulrushes and plants like this that will help, some mints. We've also at the back, we keep nettles, so that there are certain butterflies that need nettles for laying their eggs. Teasels we keep the seeds on so that encourages birds to come during the winter for feeding. Lots of the things here, we've got another little bug home that we made. All rotting wood, pine cones, anything we could find. The children love the adventure of going around, finding nature, stones, sticks, cut down the raspberry canes at this time of the year, bundle them together. So all those nooks and crannies are where all your little creatures love to hide and live, gives them a nice safe environment. So this is a more mature bug hotel that we built 2 years ago now. We started off with pallets that we cut in half and stacked on top of each other, and that was conveniently gave us all these pockets which we then fill with a range of things. So we've got rows of turf, so as that rots down, things will be attracted to it. Lots of rotting wood around the side, so we don't throw things away, we bring it over here. At this side here we have some hedge cuttings and bigger wood that will just rot down. It's out of the way, it's in its own little area. We've got things like the buddleia, which flower, and fennel as well at the side with the seeds on it, nettles for the butterflies. So we're encouraging by giving them a habitat that they're feeling safe and protected. They're protected from the weather as well because it's right into the edge. So you're encouraging any sort of life that wants to feel safe and they've got their own environment. So another useful way to attract wildlife that people don't always think about is to make a scarecrow. We make scarecrows regularly and we fill the clothes with straw, and that becomes its own habitat. One of the scarecrows we had before was taken over by bees, and we had to cordon the area off and we made it into a children's viewing gallery, and we did lots of activities on site about bees so that the children could learn more about them and understand not to be scared of bees, that they're really useful and the value of them. So a scarecrow is attractive, it's fun to make with the kids, but it's also a really good habitat that you've made on site. This is a lovely entrance to our plot, huge lavender plants, beautiful smell, and we attract all these different bumblebees. So if you can see at the moment we've got at least three different species on there. all enjoying it and having a wonderful time. Okay, so we're in our greenhouse, our polytunnel, and we have this collection of canes, bamboos. Hollows tubs are great, so things like dried rhubarb, which has got a hollow centre that we dry off. We pack our pot and leave them around the pling, and that will encourage things like ladybirds and lacewings to actually habitat this area. And we use them to pollinate all our plants in the polytunnel, tomatoes and aubergines and grapes, but also to eat all the green flying aphids. So alongside with companion planting, we end up with a really healthy crop of tomatoes, etc. So this is our newest bug hut that we're just in the process of making. The children have had a great time filling it up. We were given this structure in the true tradition of allotments of recycling things, and we collected rotting wood that the children used a little hand drill to make the holes in. We've also used raspberry canes that we bundled together, so there's all these little nooks and crannies for the little creatures to live in. Pine cones that the children go off and collect and fill it with as well. Sometimes we put in sheep's hair if we can get it from Healy City Farm, and there's a little bit here, all nesting and living areas.